dungeon in the state's capital for finally another Centennial League doubleheader tonight. The Emporia High Spartans travel here to Topeka to play the Topeka High Trojans. And we start off here with the girls game tonight. And this Emporia High girls team coming off a big win, the Lady Spartans' second of the season, and it was against 6A Wichita Northwest, 39-25, a double-digit 14-point win for the Lady Spartans as they went on to win that final game there at the Glacier's Edge for them. And a team that overall really played, despite the 1-2 record, played pretty well in the Glacier's Edge, and faced some good competition. Obviously played the at the time #1 ranked team in 6A, Wichita Heights Falcons, on that first night, and hung in there for a while with that team before Heights eventually ran away to win it 47-14. But finally here, we're done with the non-league games, we're done with the tournament games, and it's time to get into league play where things really start to count. And especially if you're Emporia here, you've got big games that you're going to play at home against Manhattan, then travel to Junction City, where that should be that game should have a lot of stakes for both of those teams when they go there. And then you got to go play that tough Hayden team again now for the third time this season. But finally, we talked about it. Finally, a doubleheader tonight, a Centennial League doubleheader, our first since January 17th at Washburn Rule, just due to all the cancellations and makeup games, along with tournament play. And, look, this Emporia High girls team, they're going to have their work cut out for them tonight. They're playing a good Topeka High team that actually is head coached by Ron Slaymaker. Obviously a big name in Emporia, has got his name on the court at White Auditorium, and been around the game for a long time, and now he's head coaching this girls team here at Topeka High. And despite having just 2 seniors on the roster, he's led this team to an 8-4 record. They're 1-1 in league play, a loss against Hayden, who will it'll either be them or Rule most likely win in league, and then they have a win at home against Junction City. And this Topeka High team was a part of the Glacier's Edge as well. They lost on the first night to a really good Shawnee Mission South team, 54-51. Then beat Wichita Northwest and put up 84. Won that one 84-45, and then beat Wichita South in a close one, who Emporia also played. They beat them 51-45. Emporia took the 47-28 loss in a game that was fairly close for the most part. And again, just in the fourth quarter, South kind of took off with that one. And Emporia's going to have to stop a high-powered Topeka High offense here under Coach Slaymaker. This team averages 54 points a game, and as we talked about, put up 84 against Northwest, his common opponent there that both of these teams beat. And Emporia is looking for that first win here in Centennial League play. Again, they've played probably the 2 toughest teams in the Centennial League here to open up league play in Washburn Rule and Hayden. Now they get T-High tonight, who's another solid team. But with that being said, we're going to take a break, and then we'll be back with the starting lineups and tip-off here. You're watching Spartan Basketball on E-Town Sports Network. back here in Topeka, about ready to get underway. And here first, for the visiting Emporia Spartans, it is senior number 1, Ryan Howe, freshman number 2, Jada Geary, sophomore number 5, Bailey Wiltz, freshman number 11, Macy Davis, and freshman number 13, Sydney Beheimer. For Topeka High, it is number 0, Zaya Trish Short, sophomore number 12, Kimara Marshall, sophomore number 14, Ashira Rayton, freshman number 40, Haley Carroll, and senior number 45, Joe Mara Benning, as we get ready to go from the dungeon here in the capital city. It's going to be Davis there at midcourt for the tip for Emporia. And for T-High, it's going to be Ashira Rayton. Rayton, a 5'10 sophomore, off against Davis, who stands at 5'11. It's inside Rayton right away, trying to get things started for T-High. It's no good and out of bounds. Emporia is going to get it. Topeka High going to come out with the full court pressure early. Emporia bounces it into Davis, who's going to try and work around Benning. Eventually gets through, tries to drive around the middle. We kind of saw this a little bit from TI last year. It stunned that really good Lady Spartans team early, but eventually they ended up running away with that one in the second half. It's Wiltz on the wing, up top to Davis at the top of the key. She's going to look and give it out to Aguirre. And now Rayton pokes it away, and I want to say they got a foul on Rayton, and they did. So Ashira Rayton picks up the first foul of the game. It'll be Wiltz from the sideline. It's into Aguirre. Aguirre bobbled it, and it ends up going back court, and T-High is going to force the turnover. It's off to Short. And now Marshall. Marshall holds it up top. Wiltz on defense. He tries to scan to find somebody. Howe's able to get the help defense inside. Up top to Benning. They go inside to Carroll. Now driving in is Marshall from the wing, and it rolls out. And Wiltz is able to grab the board for Emporia. Trying to pick up back-to-back wins after getting the win on Saturday at the Glacier's Edge. Inside goes Davis, a little too much. Rebound. Marshall moves quickly the other way now for T-High. No score here through the first 80 seconds. Wiltz nearly poked it away inside. Carroll trying to work around Davis and got it to go. A good finish from Haley Carroll to have our first points of the game, 2-0 Trojans. Wiltz bounce pass off to Davis. Quick fake now off to Beheimer. Up top, Aguirre unloads. No good. Howe trying to fight for the rebound. Rayton ends up with it. And Topeka High's got numbers. Aguirre poked it away. Good defensive play by Jade Aguirre. She works the other way, kicks it out to Beheimer, right back in the corner. Aguirre fires again, this time from the corner off the back iron. Benning grabs the board. Wanted to look deep for Short. Instead, it's Marshall. Now inside, they find Carroll again, and it's good. Haley Carroll, the first 4 Trojan points, and Topeka High leads it 4-0. Aguirre works to the left. Backdoor, it's a good find to Wiltz. Bounced out Howe. They miscommunicated. Emporia is going to keep it. Wiltz fires now, and that one was short. Benny grabs the rebound. Then it's a cherry pick from T-High. Short goes the other way and scores. 6-0 Trojans, and we get an Emporia timeout. We'll take a break and be back here with action from the Capitol on E-Town Sports Network. Back from the timeout, and Trojans with full court pressure and quick play in transition after rebounds have found themselves up 6 here in the first 2.5 minutes. Davis brings it down to the free throw line out to Beheimer. Beheimer feeds Davis inside. Davis trying to step through, and it's poked away by Short. Short moving, it's a 2-on-1 for T-High. Short backside to Rayton, and it's good. 8-0. Lady Trojans on top here. 5 to play in the opening quarter. Davis inside to a cutting Beheimer, and Beheimer's fouled on the wrist. And they're going to get it on Marshall that time. So 2 Topeka High team fouls now here in quarter number 1. Aguirre is going to look, bounces it into Howe. Howe on the inbounds, kicks out. Davis, mid-range, in and out. And it's an over the back on Ryan Howe. Marshall runs the point for Topeka. To Carroll off the short. They're going to feed it inside. Rayton, no good. Carroll offensive board. Put back misses. Benning rebound and offensive board. It eventually falls in. And Jomara Benning gets in the scorebook. It's a bounce off to Wiltz. Wiltz kicks out Aguirre. Wing. Davis. 3. No good. Emporia unafraid to fire from 3, but just haven't been as successful as that Saturday game against Northwest. And Rayton from 3, too much. Marshall rebound, free throw, banks it in. 12-0 Trojans. Davis holds it, drives inside, tries to work around Benning. It's blocked and staying with Emporia. And we'll see the first change from the Lady Spartans. It's Elizabeth Moreno in for Ryan Howe. Wiltz controls it from the baseline. Is looking, bounces it in to Davis, who works around inside the paint, gives it off to Aguirre. Back to Davis up top. And Aguirre's going to direct traffic in again for the Lady Spartans, trying to get on the board. And Beheimer has it stolen. Rayton goes the other way. It's 2-on-2. Rayton takes it in on the left side and is fouled on the way up. So now each team going to have 2 fouls apiece. The foul's on Beheimer. Oh, no, sorry, they got it on Wiltz. Rayton's first free throw is going to fall. The second rolls in off the front of the rim. And T-High on a 14-0 run to start the game. And it really hasn't been the press giving Emporia pressure. Emporia's really just started out a little cold. We'll see if the Lady Spartans can find some rhythm here in the dungeon. Inside is Wiltz. Floater misses. Carroll grabs the board. Deep pass up to Short. Short working in transition. A lot of contact. Emporia was lucky to not get a foul, but Marshall rebounded it and put it back in. 16-0 Trojans. Davis, and it's stolen on the pass to Aguirre. Rayton goes in with the left hand. It's good, and we get another Emporia timeout. 18-0 Trojans. We'll take a break and be back with first quarter action on E-Town Sports Network. back from the timeout, and the Lady Trojans off to a quick start. And they have just been moving it quickly in transition. It's Audrey Cunningham into Jada Geary. Up top to Macy Davis. Davis drives through traffic, goes coast to coast, and is fouled. Don't have a chance to get Emporia on the board. The foul is on Trish Short. And the free throw good from Davis. Emporia on the board.
Davis has one more.
The second one falls as well. So 18-2, Emporia ends the 18-0 run for T-High to start this game off. It'll be Marshall bringing it down. Inside, and it's a foul. Short got fouled. And the foul is going to be on Jada Geary. And so now 3 fouls apiece here for these teams, and Aguirre picks up her first. Carroll into Marshall on the wing. Up top, Rayton works around, stopped by Moreno with good help defense. Corner, now they feed Benning inside. Benning, no good. Moreno grabs the rebound and bounces it off to Aguirre, who bopped it a little bit crossing over and eventually gets by Kimara Marshall. Passes it off to Audrey Cunningham. Bounce inside. Moreno is fouled on the way up, and Elizabeth Moreno will have free throws now. And Carroll's going to pick up her first foul of the game. She leads T-High with 6. As Moreno's first free throw is good. And Bailey Wiltz is back into the game for Emporia. For T-High, it's Sasha Gotru entering the game for the first time for Jomara Benning. Moreno looks at the second and banks it in. So Emporia 4 for 4 from the charity stripe to start this one off, and a quick 4-0 run after it was the run by T-High. Marshall floater too much. Moreno tips it and grabs the board. Gets it off to Aguirre, so some good early minutes for Elizabeth Moreno, who we hadn't seen a lot here early in games. Cunningham, cross court to Aguirre. Back across to Davis. Handed off to Wiltz. Wiltz will go down the baseline looking for Cunningham. Cunningham a long 2. Off the back iron. Fight for the rebound. It goes out of bounds. That's off Gotru. And Emporia is going to keep it. And it's Ryan Howe, the senior, checking back in now for Macy Davis. Wiltz sets up the inbounds play in the box formation and throws it off the foot of Rayton to keep it with Emporia after not seeing things early. Minute 10 to play in quarter number 1, and now Howe will be the one inbounding. Emporia goes to the line formation this time. It's up top now, across to Aguirre, trying to work around Marshall. Howe looks and gives off Cunningham. Right back to Aguirre inside. Moreno spins, puts it up, and banks it in. Elizabeth Moreno, a ton of good early minutes for Emporia as the Lady Spartans on a 6-0 run to respond to this quick start from T-High. Moreno leads the Lady Spartans with 4. 40 seconds to go in the quarter. It's Sydney Beheimer back to the scorer's table now for the Lady Spartans. Looking to check in at the next stoppage. Short, trying to find somebody. It's good defense, eventually a high pass, but Marshall's able to jump and haul it in. Clock down to 25. T.I. looking like they're trying to kind of chew this thing down, but Wiltz stole it from Rayton. Dives on the floor, goes out of bounds. That's off Rayton. That has to be off Rayton. Oh, no way. I mean, Rayton was the last one who dove for it and appeared to have touched it, trying to dive for it, but Emporia didn't debate the call, so must have just been a bad angle here from our vantage point. 2:15 to play in the quarter now. Short, hands off to Marshall. It's been a good response from Emporia after T-High opened up with an 18-0 run. Marshall, good step through, but no good. Gotru, rebound, put back, no good. Carroll, rebound, no good. Gotru gets it, and the buzzer runs out. Emporia looking out big time as T-High dominating the offensive boards early, but again, Emporia fights back, and it's 18-6 here at the end of the quarter. We'll take a break and be back for the second on E-Town Sports Network. Back here ready to start the second quarter, and the Lady Spartans are going to have the basketball. And they had 2 free throws from Macy Davis and 2 free throws from Elizabeth Moreno, and then Moreno got the first field goal of the game to start a 6-0 Lady Spartan run now that they try to carry through to the second quarter. It's the original 5 starters in. Good find on the pick and roll inside. Davis. Carroll made a good play to come back and block it. It was a great find, but then an even greater hustle play by Haley Carroll to keep Davis from getting what looked like an open shot. Marshall's going to take the screen now out to Carroll, who fires for 3. Too much, and Aguirre grabs the board. Emporia is going to move quickly. Aguirre's searching. Gets it off to Beheimer. Beheimer looks inside to Howe on the cut, and the pass is stolen. It's 3-on-2 for T-High. Rayton lost it out of bounds, and Emporia dodges another bullet. T-High continuing to bring the press, and for the Trojans, we've only seen 1 change despite this full court pressure. And you gotta wonder if that's taking a toll as Beheimer gets the deep pass and brings it in. Up top, pass nearly stolen by Marshall, and there it is. Marshall goes the other way. Wiltz in pursuit. It's good with the left hand from Marshall to end the run. And Kimara Marshall has 6. 20-6 to Topeka High. Wiltz working by Rayton. Trying to go all the way, spinning, but she walked before the shot. Now they're going to see some pressure here from Beheimer at full court. And eventually it'll back off, but Beheimer looks to be face guarding Rayton. We saw Emporia do that a little bit against Wichita Independent. But this is our first instance of seeing it today, as inside goes Rayton. No good. It's tipped out of bounds in Emporia basketball. Wiltz looking over the top to Beheimer. Emporia moves it by quickly again. Beheimer bounces off Aguirre. Aguirre fakes the pass. Out to Beheimer. Davis working in the paint. Gives it right back to Beheimer. Into the cut by Howe. Good fake. Couldn't quite finish it off from the left side. It goes out of bounds in Emporia High basketball. Lady Spartans going to keep it, and now we see the second change for T-High, and it's Amari Triplett, the 5'2 junior, along with Jomara Benning coming back into the game now for Sasha Gotru. Emporia's going to inbound. I don't think anyone was really ready for it, but it does get into Davis. Davis spinning around Carroll, and it's a good underhand finish for Macy Davis. 20-8, and Emporia, again, a good response after that run, and have really been competing with this solid T-High team. Pass taken away from Benny, but she ends up getting it back inside. Carroll is going to force inside. A good pass off the triplet who got it to go, plus the foul. And Amari Triplett, the 5'2 junior who just checked in, makes an immediate difference. It's the second foul on Jada Geary. The free throw is good. Wiltz going to direct traffic. Geary with the help. Now she uses a screen from Davis. She's going to drive all the way in and bounce it off to Beheimer in the corner. Up top, Howe. Howe, the long two off the front of the rim. Rebound, Bennington. T-High is going to get it moving in transition off the rebound again, and they get it up to Triplett, who has 5 points here after just checking in the second quarter. And just like that, T-High's erased the work Emporia has done and kicked out 17. Benny came in and knocked it away from Aguirre. Wiltz knocks the pass away to stop the fast break by T-High. Carroll from the G there on the baseline into Triplett. Up top, Rayton now brings it back out to set up the Trojan offense. Takes a very long three, and it's in and out. Almost made it. Wiltz moves quickly. The game turning into a track meet here. Both teams moving quickly off the rebound, and it's poked away by Marshall. Going to stay with the Lady Spartans. Davis spinning, kicks out. Geary thought about setting up for the three. Now Wiltz does. Short. Was on a pretty good line, but they're able to trap Marshall. The pass gets tipped, finds its way to Benning. Emporia almost forcing the turnover, but Marshall's eventually able to bring it across. Now feeds Carroll inside. Carroll spinning, no good. Wiltz moving it. Off to Aguirre. Aguirre steps back for a long two. Off the back iron. Rayton moves quickly, and again, just a track meet this game's turning into. Rayton lost it off the foot, and they got a foul call on Wiltz. It'll be the second on Wiltz, so Wiltz and Aguirre, 2 key players for this Emporia team. Gonna have to be careful here. With still 4:13 to play in the half. And it's Audrey Cunningham checking in now for Ryan Howe. It's Carroll from the baseline. Coach Slaymaker wanted a timeout, but another ref saw him. The pass goes deep. It's a rush for it. Rayton dives on the floor for it. Now Cunningham gets in to fight for it. The possession arrow, though, is going to give it to T-High. And now Coach Slaymaker will get his timeout. We'll take a break with him as well. You're watching Spartan Basketball on E-Town Sports Network. Back from the timeout, and it's Topeka High controlling the basketball. To be Amari Triplett, who has 5 points off the bench for T-High, bringing it down the floor. Just over halfway through the second quarter. Rayton, pump fake, steps through, and it's a good move from Ashira Rayton, who's now the leading scorer for the Lady Trojans with 8. 27-8. When we talked about it, we knew this T-High team could move fast and score. And they've done exactly that tonight, especially in the first quarter. It's poked away from Davis, but finds its way to Farrell, who checked in over the timeout. The shot no good from Beheimer. Deep past a Triplet, couldn't quite haul it in, and it's out of bounds. And Emporia High will get it back. Rayton out of the game now, and it's Trish Short back in. Davis moving around Carroll, but it's running out of room towards the sideline, and eventually bounced it off to Aguirre. Aguirre out to Beheimer. Cunningham across to Aguirre, jab step, drive in, kick out. It's another long two, and it's a nothing but net for Jade Aguirre, who gets on the board to make it 27-10. Short drives in, spins from the left side. It somehow went in. Went through a lot of contact, and it hit the back iron, hit the rim a couple of times, and eventually found its way in the basket. 29-10, Trojans lead it. It's Aguirre off to Farrell. Farrell pump fake over the top. Davis in, spinning, looking, and it's a foul on Haley Carroll. And even, being a broadcaster here for Emporia High, it looked like a lot of ball for Carroll. But they get her with the foul. And that'll be the second on Carroll with 6 tonight, and had all those real early in that 16-0 T-High run to start this game off. Aguirre bounce in, Farrell, no good. Carroll was there to stop it. Davis for 3, had too much, and Marshall hauls in the rebound. Marshall moves quickly, 2:05 to play. Inside goes Marshall, kicks off. Carroll on the cut, got it, plus the foul. And Aguirre was there, straight up, was set, and somehow got tacked with the block there, as Carroll now has 8. To make it 31-10, and Elizabeth Moreno back into the game, who we saw have 4 consecutive points there on that 6-0 Emporia run, and Bailey Wiltz back into the game as well, taking the spots of Aguirre and Davis. And it's Rayton back into the game now for Kimara Marshall, who will take a seat for the first time today. Carroll's free throw, no good, but Triplet grabs the offensive rebound. The pass backside is stolen. Farrell going the other way, Triplet knocked back, and you got to applaud Triplet getting the rebound there for T-High at just 5'2". Grabbed the offensive rebound on the free throw. Moreno looking around, Triplet knocked it away again. Cunningham, barely kept it in. Out to Farrell, top of the key 3, no good. Moreno has it taken by Short. Short drives in, no good, too much. Carroll rebound, stolen away by Wiltz. The track meet continues. Here goes Wiltz. Fast break, no good, and Carroll grabs the rebound. Deep pass up to Short, who was wide open, cherry picking on the backside, and lays it in with the right. Trish Short with 4, 33-10 Trojans. Wiltz throws it off of Rayton to keep it with Emporia after being in some trouble there. 61 seconds to play in the first half. And Gotru returns now in for Benning of T-High. Wiltz from the sideline into Cunningham, who got good space from the screen. Now off to Beheimer. Beheimer wanting to feed Moreno inside. Instead gives it off to Cunningham. Cunningham with the left. Right out to Beheimer to Farrell. Short corner on the cut. Nothing but net. Aislinn Farrell knocks in her first points of the game. 33-12. And T-High, we saw, tried to hold it for that last shot in the second quarter with a ton of consecutive rebounds, but eventually ran out of time. Now it's Rayton inside a go true, no good. Emporia could have it for the final 25 if they so choose. 20 to go. Wilkes across, Beheimer, corner Farrell. Farrell, no good under the basket. Now here goes Rayton the other way. Rayton, it's a 2-on-1, steps through and got it to go. Emporia's got 3, 2, now 1, and Beheimer no good. And that concludes the first half. It led by an early 16-0 run. T-High leads at 35-12. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the stats on E-Town Sports Network. back here in the capital, and Topeka High leads it at home 35-12. And I mean, it all started with a 16-0 run for the Lady Trojans, and really since then it's been fairly evenly matched. T-High has outscored Emporia 19-12 then, but I mean, a lot better than the 23-point difference on the scoreboard. But that 16-0 run to start the game off made a huge difference here in what could be a fairly close one right now. But leading the way for Emporia, it was Macy Davis and Elizabeth Moreno, who we had kind of talked about getting those first half minutes and playing pretty well for the Lady Spartans. And then Davis, Emporia's leading scorer this season, had 4 as well. Geary with a bucket for 2, and along with Aislinn Farrell had a mid-range jumper for 2 as well. For T-High, they've spread the scoring out. We've seen them move quickly, and that's kind of, again, a lot of them just spread it out quite a bit. It was a Shira Rayton, the only Trojan in double digits with 10, and then Haley Carroll 8. Kimara Marshall had 6, Amari Triplett 5, Trish Short 4, and Jomara Benning 2. But Lady Spartans have work to do. Overall, a lot of good flashes, though, in that first quarter once they kind of settled in after that second timeout. We'll take a break and then be back here on A-Town Sports Network. Well, we return here to the dungeon, just about ready to start the second half. It's a 35-12 T-High lead. And the Lady Trojans are going to have the ball here closest to us to start this second half off. It will be Rayton, each team with the original starting 5 in. It's into Marshall, up to Carroll, who was looking for Rayton, cutting down the baseline. Now back off to Marshall. Now out to Rayton, who cut up to the free throw line and lays it in with the right. And it'll be the largest lead of the game now for T-High, as Shira Rayton with 12, and it's 37-12 Lady Trojans as they open up with the first points of the second half. Inside, good find to Aguirre, out to Howe. Davis firing, sure. Oh no, it rolled in. Got that one to go for Macy Davis. And she has 7. It hit the front of the rim and rolled in. Thought for sure it was short. But with 7:15 to play, it's an early 3 for Emporia. Get it back down to 22 at 37-15. Inside goes Marshall, too much, but it finds Short on the backside, who's fouled on the putback. It will send Trish Short to the free throw line, and that's the third foul on Bailey Wiltz. So with 3 here, just at the start of the third, she'll have to be careful. The first free throw just off to the right for Short. The second's in and out, but Carroll grabs the board, and T-High is going to score on it anyways. Carroll into double digits, the second Trojan to reach that mark. Wiltz uses the screen from Davis, bounces it right back to her. Davis looking in trouble, bounces it off to Aguirre. Aguirre on the corner to Howe. Backside was looking for Wiltz. It's poked away, and Benning's going to grab it. Rayton moves quickly. Rayton inside, no good. Davis was there to stop her. And they've been letting these teams play for the most part. There's been a lot of contact at the rim, but it's been consistent. So you have to applaud that. As Rayton from 3, no good. Here goes Short, and Short inside. It's a charge. Macy Davis took it. It took him a little bit to call it. But Macy Davis took the charge to get the foul now on Trish Short. It'll be the second on Short. And now Adea Hefner into the game for the first time for Emporia for Macy Davis. Aguirre off to Wiltz. To Hefner in the middle. Right back to Aguirre. Aguirre with some space, no good from 3. Carroll grabs the rebound. Carroll moves quickly out to Marshall, who looked like she was thinking about the 3, but instead he got passed off. Back to Marshall, inside Carroll, poked away by Hefner, and Howe with the teamwork, but it's ripped through. No jump ball call, and it's off to Benning, who's going to score. (41-15). Hefner inside through 2 T-High defenders, no good. Short moving quickly off to Carroll. Carroll inside with the left and good. Haley Carroll with 12. And just like how the first half started, it's a big run for T-High to start the second. We'll take a break here with the Emporia timeout and be back with the third quarter action on E-Town Sports Network. Emporia will have it out of the timeout. We've seen T-High lay off some of that full court pressure we saw in the first half. Lady Spartans in a 43-15 hole. It's bounced to Hefner on the elbow. Hefner cross court, Aguirre up top. Davis inside, steps through, no good, but she draws the foul on the way up. And it'll be Macy Davis going to the free throw line. She leads Emporia with 7.
Judges now with 2 team fouls. On the line, number 11, Macy Davis.
And the first one off to the left, no good. And it'll be the first Emporia High miss from the free throw line, as Lady Spartans were 4 for 4 in the first half. The second long, and Benning grabs the rebound. Marshall controls it. Hefner poked it away again, making a defensive difference after getting in here in the second half. Geary crossing over, gets it off to Davis. Corner, Wiltz working around short, bounces out. Aguirre. Davis had it poked away, and Marshall's going to grab it and keep it in bounds. 3-on-2 for T-High. Rayton after the pass in and good. Shira Rayton with 14. Geary passes out, and Short stole it. Short goes the other way and lays it in. 47-15. Hefner inside, spinning, working around, and good. Good move from Adea Hefner to get on the board. 47-17. T-High starting the half on a 12-4 run. Inside, Rayton, good off the back iron. 16 for Rayton. It's been a big game here for about 2 and a little over half quarters. Marshall pokes the ball away from Aguirre, and Emporia is going to keep it from the sideline. Wiltz off to Aguirre. Aguirre sets up, steps back, and it was a little long. Emporia gets the offensive board. After bouncing around, it's in the hands of Davis, who goes up and draws another foul. Davis 2 for 4 from the night. Emporia as a team 4 from 6 from the charity stripe. And the first one rolls in for Davis. Approaching double digits now as she has 8. It's Triplet and Gotru back into the game for Topeka High. The second free throw, nothing but net for Davis as well, so Emporia continues to shoot well from the line tonight. Here it's 6 for 8, 75%. It's Marshall taking her time to set it up for T-High, poked away Wiltz. Emporia has 2-on-1, Wiltz and Hefner against Marshall, but Marshall made a great play to take it away, and now she moves and floats it up and in. Kimara Marshall with 8. Inside, they feed Hefner, and Hefner is going to be fouled by Sasha Gotru.
Foul number 24.
It's the first foul of the night on Gocher.
It's her first personal foul.
And Coach Slaymaker wants a timeout for T-High. We'll take a break and be right back with third quarter action on E-Town Sports Network. Back here, big T-High lead. Emporia is going to have it from the baseline out of the timeout. It's in over the top, Hefner. Hefner works around. Gocher is able to poke it away. Hefner gets on the floor for it and gets it out Aguirre. Aguirre for three out of the hustle play, knocked it down. Hefner gets the assist. Aguirre hits the three. 5 points for Jade Aguirre. Rayton backside, Carroll in for the answer. And Carroll continues to be a force inside for T-High with 14. Geary left wing up top, and that's going to be a foul on Carroll, who picks up her third. Oh, no, that's the fourth on Carroll, sorry. So Carroll's going to have to be careful here with 14 points for T-High. It's going to be the fifth T-High foul here of the third quarter, so it's going to send Adea Hefner to the free throw line here with 2 on the night. And the first 2 strong. Ryan Howe will enter the game now for Macy Davis. The second goes for Hefner. So she now has 3. Geary and Wiltz take a seat for Emporia as well. It's Moreno and Beheimer in now. Or sorry, Moreno and Cunningham in. Minute 40. Rayton holds it. Takes it inside. Backside found Gotru, and it's in. Gotru enters the scorebook for Topeka High. A minute 25 to play in quarter number 3. Cunningham left-handed drive. Howe works past Marshall, who tried to steal a pass. No good from the short corner. It's Rayton trying to save it, but got it back to Hefner. Inside to Howe on the cut, and it's good for Ryan Howe, who gets her first score. Marshall uses the screen, pulls up from the free throw line. It's short, but Gotru was there. Too strong from Gotru. Now Hefner battles for the rebound, and they get Gotru over the back. And that's going to send Adea Hefner back to the free throw line for the Lady Spartans. The second on Gotru. The first one off to the right for Hefner, who went 1 for 2 in the trip just a moment ago. The second in and out. It's Gotru with the board. They move it up to triplet. T-High moving quickly again. Rayton pump fake the deep 3. Now drives inside, floats it, no good. Loose ball. Gotru and Howe fight for it. Gotru comes up with it and scores. Clock down to 30. Cunningham controls it. Gives it off Howe. Poked away by Marshall. Hefner's going to keep it with Emporia. Now he's going to try and work around Gotru inside. No good. Moreno offensive board. Kicks out Cunningham. A long two just stepping on the line. Off the back iron and rolls off. Marshall rebound. Marshall moving quickly. Working around Cunningham and Moreno. Floats it up. No good. Had too much. Carroll saves it in. And no time for a shot to get off as Hefner knocked it away. So at the end of 3, 57-25 Trojans. We're going to take a break, and we'll return for the final 8 minutes here from Topeka on E-Town Sports Network. Eight minutes to go here in this first game of tonight's doubleheader. And it's 57-25. Topeka High leads it. Emporia will control it out of the quick break. And it's Aguirre back into the game here for the final quarter. She bounced it off to Wiltz, inside to Davis, and out of bounds. They miscommunicated a little bit. So T-High is going to get it back. Rayton. Off to Marshall, hands it right back to Rayton. Good play drawn up for T-High, and Rayton's got 18, 2 away from a 20-point game. Beheimer up top to Aguirre. Right back to Beheimer, stolen by Short. Short goes the other way and lays it in. Six for Trish Short, a minute here into the fourth quarter, and it's going to be a big substitution now for T-High going to the table. Wiltz back to Aguirre, nearly stepped into the three, instead passed it off. Good bounce pass from Howe into Davis, no good from the left side of the rim. Marshall backside to Rayton, and that'll make it a 20-point game for Shira Rayton. We're going to get a timeout here just for substitution for T-High. And in for the Trojans is Amari Triplett, Shyla Simpson, Jayla Matthews, Marela Conley, and Sasha Gotcher. 6.5 to play, 63-25, Trojans lead it. It's inside to Howe, back across Wiltz from the right wing. Deep pass across to Beheimer. Aguirre takes it in and pump fakes. Beheimer on the wing into Howe. Howe underneath. Good ball movement from Emporia. Now Wiltz for three, no good, but she got fouled. So Bailey Wiltz will go to the free throw line for 3 free throws. Emporia 7 for 12 so far from the free throw line in this one. It'll be the first foul on Amari Triplett, and the first foul here from either team in this game, or in this quarter, sorry. as the first free throw no good from Wiltz. The second, nothing but net. Third on the way. It rolls in. Emporia 9 for 15. 60%. As the pass stolen by Aguirre. Aguirre moves the other way, doesn't have numbers, brings it back out. Now Davis, top of the key three, already has one, no good. Aguirre grabs the offensive board for Emporia. It's cross court to Davis. Wiltz will look across to Aguirre. Up top, Davis. Beheimer holds it right back across Aguirre. Catch and shoot off the back of the rim. A little too much. Triplet poked away. Aguirre nearly got it. Now Gocher goes inside. Dumps it off to Simpson. Conley pump fakes, takes a step, gives out extra pass. Pump fake now. And it's blocked by Davis. Goes out of bounds. Going to stay with Topeka High. 4:15 to play in this one. And see how we'll make a few more changes now. It's number 21, number 35 for T-High. We're not on our roster that we got, so. It's Matthews, poked away by Aguirre off to Davis. Aguirre moving fast break, floats it in, no good. Wilt's offensive rebound. Emporia's gotten a lot better offensive rebounding-wise here in the second half. And especially in this fourth quarter, Aguirre sets up for another in and out. How did that not go in? And now Beheimer fouled on the way up, trying to put up another free throw.
Foul number 20, Jalen Matthews, your first personal foul. On the line, Sidney.
Matthews picks up the foul, and Sidney Beheimer's first free throw good. As Emporia makes changes, Farrell, Hefner, Cunningham, and Moreno in. The second goes for Beheimer as well. So it's 2 for Sidney Beheimer, and Emporia 11 for 17 from the stripe. Inside is number 21, and it's a foul to be 2 free throws.
Foul number 25, Adela Hefner, your first personal foul.
It's Sophia Brown, number 21 for Topeka High. A first misses. The second one misses as well. Hefner gets it. Farrell off to Cunningham. Left wing to Farrell again, inside, floats it no good. It's saved into Moreno. Inside, Hefner working on a couple defenders, kicks it out. Farrell for 3 short. Out of bounds, it's off of Hefner. Topeka High is going to keep it with 1:20 to go. Matthews up to Maribel Munoz, number 35. Matthews pump fakes inside and draws the foul. So Jayla Matthews will go to the line now for Topeka High. as the clock continues to run here with 45 to play. The first is a swish for Matthews. The second goes as well. Make it 65-29 here as the clock down to 15. Farrell brings it down off to Sam Scobie. Farrell up top, inside Cunningham. Scobie at the buzzer, and no good. And that will end it here from Topeka. The Trojans win it at home 65-29, fueled by some runs here tonight. We'll take a break and then be back with the stats. You're watching Spartan Basketball on E-Town Sports Network. We return here to Topeka, and it's Topeka High getting the 65-29 win here in our first game of the night, the girls' game. And you hear it all the time, basketball is a game of runs, and that was exactly what it was for T High, who created a lot of offense with their defense, forcing turnovers, and then also just grabbing boards and moving quickly in transition. And we talked about this team's ability to score because of that, and they did just that, scoring 65 tonight for Emporia. There were a lot of good moments tonight here, and I mean, a team, and we kind of talked about it too against Wichita Heights. Playing a good team, and that gets out to a quick start, and yet this Emporia team, never really laid down, and just kind of kept fighting in this one. And we saw it against Wichita South as well, and I think eventually part of what led to that win at home against Wichita Northwest. But they're gonna have to move on to play a solid Manhattan team at home this Friday, and then again a big game there at Junction City the following Tuesday. But that'll do it. We'll take a break and then get into the boys game here on E-Town Sports Network. back here in the dungeon, and it's another Centennial League matchup here tonight in our doubleheader. The Emporia boys taking on the Topeka High Trojans. And this Emporia boys team, they have been on a roll lately after starting the season off 5-4. It's a 3-game win streak for the Spartans. Coming off that day 3 win in the Blue Stem Classic against Goddard, where they put up 84 points, shot lights out from 3, then scored 61 to beat Hayden 61-56 at home to pick up their first Centennial League win of the year. And then it was the 79-15 win at the Independent School in Wichita. And this Emporia team has shown some good scoring ability this year with 56 points a game, but especially lately, they have been averaging 67 a game in the last 5 games. Nearly 70 a game for this Emporia team, and the shooting's been really good for the most part. The only time where the shooting had struggled a little bit was the 2-point shooting against Capon in that 5-game stretch, where Emporia put up just 40. But other than that, Emporia surpassed 60 in the 4 other games of those last 5. And, we've talked about it a little bit on the girls' side. It's a big slate coming up here. Emporia is going to play a good, solid Manhattan team at home on Friday, and then they're going to play the team that's probably a favorite to win the Centennial League. They're going to have to go to Junction City to play the Blue Jays down there, and what'll be a big one, one of the best teams at the 6A level. This is an interesting matchup here tonight. Last year, Emporia won 57-38 easily at home, but then they came here to the dungeon for the Dean Smith Classic, and it was a close one for, about probably 28 of the 32 minutes, maybe even, I would say 30 of the 32 minutes. And then Emporia, forced Topeka High into a free throw game with the Spartans with a close lead in that one towards the end, and ended up winning it by 9. But it was against a T-High team that struggled last year with just 5 wins. And this T-High team struggling again this year, 0-12 at the current moment, 0-2 in league play. Emporia 1-1 in league play, losing to Washburn Rule, and then getting that win against Hayden that we had talked about. But this Topeka High team played well at home last year against Emporia and forced the Spartans to come out with a tight, nail-biting win there. We'll see if that's the case today, but Emporia has got to take care of business before moving into a big slate. Finally all the tournaments out of the way, all the non-league games are out of the way. It's crunch time here in February, here in the 24-25 basketball season. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back here with the starting lineups and tip-off on E-Town Sports Network. we go. Just about time for tip-off. Here are tonight's starting lineups for Emporia. It is sophomore number 1, Harry Trulk, senior number 5, Nolan Jacobs, senior number 13, Josh Rios, junior number 23, Rylan Kraut, and senior number 24, Kobe Franklin. For T-High, it's junior number 3, Elijah Guest, junior number 11, Octavian McFadden, junior number 12, Jalen Aldridge, senior number 15, Stuart Campbell, and junior number 30, Bryson McComas. As we get ready to go here, league matchup, Emporia trying to improve to 2-1 on the league. Trojans looking for their first Centennial League win of the season and first win of the season in general here tonight. It will be Rios and McComas for the tip. McComas at 6'3" with the height advantage over 6'1" Rios, and he gets it to Aldridge off to Guest, who will control it for T-High here to get things underway from the dungeon. Guest on the wing, inside, McComas no good. Harry Trulk grabs the rebound. Quick first possession for T-High, and now Emporia will bring it the other way. Rios looking, gives it off to Trulk. Swung around, corner Franklin. Franklin pump fakes off the Trulk in the corner. Trulk bounces it into Crowell. Crowell kicks it right back out. Emporia moving it around here. Crowell holds it inside Franklin. Pump fakes, tries to go around Aldridge, no good. Jalen Aldridge brings it the other way, scoreless through the first possession here for each team. McComas left open for 3, no good. Jacob grabs the rebound, pushes it down quickly for Emporia. Cross court pass got blocked by the rim for Rylan Crowell. And they say back court. Emporia trying to argue that it went off the rim. So it will be McComas into Guest here. Aldridge. Trulk forcing him to use the left, and now it's right back out to McComas, who's seen the ball a lot here to start this one off, along with Elijah Guest. Kicks out, it's McFadden inside. Now Aldridge got it for 3. Jalen Aldridge gets T-High on the board, and it's 3-0 T-High. Again, we talked about, T-High giving Emporia a close one, despite Emporia being kind of the favorite last year in this rivalry. It's Trulk off to Jacob. Rios corner. Driving inside. Good move, good finish. Josh Rios had 3 on Friday, averages just under 4 a game, and he gets Emporia on the board 3-2. Guest floater, no good. Franklin flies up to get the rebound. Franklin deep pass to Trulk. They leave Trulk open for 3. He steps into it. Cash money. Harry Trulk from 3. You do not want to leave him open. Best 3-point shooter on this Emporia High roster, and he has been on fire here in these last, 5 games. It's Guest. He takes a contested 3. It's no good. Rios moving. He's going to look ahead. He bounces it off to Franklin. Franklin inside. No good. Rebounded McComas. Just like the girls' game, this one kind of a track meet here early on. No good from McComas. Rebounded Crowell. Deep pass Jacob. Jacob looking. Good hesitation. And in with the right hand from Nolan. Jacob had double digits with 12 on Friday and averages 6 a game for this Spartan team. 7-3, Spartans going a 7-0 run after the 3 from Jalen Aldridge. It's up to Stuart Campbell. Guest inside, Franklin knocked it away, but he gets tacked with the foul. First foul from either team here. It's Kobe Franklin picking it up. It's his first. And that'll have Madden Seidel into the game now for Rylan Crowell, along with Maddox Shively. And for Kobe Franklin. Guest will look from the baseline and gets it in. Aldridge, no good. Tried to tip it. It misses. Trulk moves quickly and steps into the 3 again. Short. Rios trying to tip it up the rebound. No one could handle it for Emporia. It goes out of bounds. Trojan basketball. Emporia up 7-3 here as we're just under 3 minutes into this ball game. Guest. We're trying to maneuver around Jacob. Now McFadden inside Campbell. Truck's there. Good help defense. And Truck fights for a tough rebound as well. Rios spinning, trying to work around, and he's fouled. And it's on McFadden. First T-High foul of the quarter. They say it's on the floor, so Shively will inbound from the baseline. Inside, he found Seidel, knocked away by Campbell. Guest moves it, Jacob poked it away. Loose ball, Rios comes up with it. Trelk looking off to Seidel on the corner. Rios with both McFadden and Guest in coverage. Short corner, Seidel. One dribble, now out to Jacob for three. He got it, and he's been good from three as well lately, too, for Emporia. Emporia really finding its stride from beyond the arc at the perfect time this season. And it's 10-3 Spartans. They go on the 10-0 run after the three-pointer from Jalen Aldrich to open up the scoring in this game. Corner is McFadden out to Aldrich. Pump faked another. Guess from NBA range. Too much. Seidel rebound. Truck quickly out to Shively. Shively jab steps. He and Truck miscommunicated. Shively pokes it away from behind from Guess. Dives to get it off Guess. And that's out of bounds. Emporia basketball. What a hustle play from Maddox Shively. He tracked down Elijah Guess from behind, poked it out, and then dove to slap it off a Guess leg to give it to Emporia. Exactly the type of plays Coach Baldwin looks for when he has Shively check into the game here. It's Jacob off to Rios. Rios crossing over, working down low. It's poked away. Just like the girls' game, they're letting them play here, but it's been consistent on both sides, and now it's an Emporia timeout to keep the ball. We'll take a break and be back with the first quarter action. 10-3 Spartans on ESN. Back here, Emporia had the timeout to keep a hold of the ball, and closest to us is the T-High bench, and it was a fuming huddle there in the timeout. And from Coach Lyons' staff for T-High, as it's off to Shively as Emporia is on the 10-0 run. Inside, Jacob, good find from Rios. Rios the assist, Jacob the bucket. 7 for Nolan Jacob early. Again, we talked about him having double digits in that game at the independent school. It's inside Campbell. Outside McFadden holds it. McComas across Guess. And they attack Shively with the foul, trying to take the charge. And it is now Robert Dingle and Saron Carter checking in for Campbell and Aldrich for the Trojans. McComas off to Dingle. Right back to McComas. They'll try to drive and kick it out to Guess in the corner. Trelk giving him the baseline. Extra pass. McFadden pump fakes. It's bobbled. The Guess catch and shoot three. Short. Oh, and Rios and Shively both went up for it. It caused it to go out of bounds off Emporia. Unlucky play there for the Spartans. So T-High is going to keep it from the baseline despite Emporia forcing the missed shot. McFadden having trouble finding someone, eventually finds Guest. Jacob on him closely. Emporia using the advantage of these refs, letting it be a physical game to start, and now Rios is going to get the foul. There's McComas. drove in, and it'll send Bryson McComas to the free throw line to try and end what has been a 12-0 Emporia run.
Fouls on Josh Rios, his first one up, third team foul. On the line for the Trojans, Bryson McComas.
McComas knocks down the first.
Checking in for the Spartans, number 30, Chase Harrington.
Chase Harrington into the game for Emporia. McComas' second goes as well to make it 12-5. Emporia moves it quickly, but now stolen. Dingle jumped it inside, and it's a block on Jacob. And McComas knocks in the shot plus the foul, so McComas goes on a quick 4-0 run of his own and has a chance to make a 5-0 run to cut this lead back down to 4. It's Rylan Crow returning now for Emporia. He goes in for Maddox Shively. 4 Emporia fouls now with still 2:02 to play in the opening quarter. That foul was on Nolan Jacob. The free throw good for McComas, who starts off 3 for 3 from the charity stripe and has 5 for T-High. Jacob in the trap, bounce it through to Crowell. Crowell's fouled. It's going to be on the floor, so it'll erase that bucket. Second T-High foul of the quarter, and it's on Saron Carter. The first on Carter. Jacob looking into Seidel. Guest tried to poke it away from behind. Across to Crowell on the left wing. Crowell drives with the left. Finds Jacob on a cut. No good. Harrington rebound. Put back good. Chase Harrington's been really good at the offensive board for Emporia this year. Off the bench, and he's had a ton of putbacks like that. He gets one there to get on the board and make it 14-8. The three from McComas, short. Fight for the rebound. Carter grabs it. Emporia pokes it away. Trelk comes up with it. Dingle pokes it from behind, and it's out of bounds. Emporia ball. We're going to see some full court pressure still from TI as Jalen Aldridge is going to go give Elijah Guest a break. Emporia moves it quickly between Jacob, Crowell, and Trelk. Crowell in trouble as he picked his dribble up early, but got it off to Seidel. 60 to play in the first. Trelk directing traffic for Emporia. Crowell driving through, and he's fouled. It's 2 free throws now for Rylan Crowell. He'll have the first free throws of the night for the Spartans. Crowell, Emporia's leading scorer, averaging just under 13 a game and had 11 in Wichita on Friday. The first free throw good for Rylan. 15-8 Spartans. The second goes as well. So Spartans with 16 first quarter points so far. It's Aldridge off to McComas. McComas is looking now. Dingle for 3, had too much. Crowell moving in transition. Off the Trelk corner. Jacob pump fakes down the baseline. Crowell couldn't handle the backside pass. It's deep and laid in by Aldridge. Trelk working through the press. Off to Crowell. Right back, McComas nearly poked it away. It's open. Emporia numbers. Seidel inside. Pump fake good. Madden Seidel, who's coming off back-to-back career highs, had a career high 13 at Hayden at the time, then broke it with 14 at the Independent. 4 to go as Seidel just got on the board, and now it's a foul on the drive inside by McComas, who's now drawn 3 fouls on Emporia, and it's the 5th team foul for the Spartans, so McComas will go to the free throw line. He's 3 for 3 here in this first quarter. With 1.6 on the clock, McComas knocks it down to remain perfect at 4 for 4. McComas second good. So 5 for 5 for McComas, shooting well from the free throw line. Trelka at the buzzer, just misses. So 18-12, Spartans lead it by 6. T-High hanging in there after it was a 12-3 start for the Spartans. We'll take a break and be back with the second quarter action. You're watching Spartan basketball from the Capitol on E-Town Sports Network. Ready for quarter number 2. Emporia will have the basketball. Up 18-12 as the offense continues to be good for the Spartans, and we know this is a good defensive team as well. Just a well-rounded team that these last 3 games we've seen be able to win in different ways, and whether it be hitting the 3 or just working inside the paint. Emporia's been doing it with the fast break today. Backside was looking for Seidel. It's out of bounds. And T-High basketball. But this Emporia defense gives up just 41 a game as well. Elijah Guest runs the point. It's McComas looking back to Guest. Aldridge unloads again for 3, had too much, and after a loose ball, it's Seidel coming up with it. Deep pass to Trelk. Extra pass to Jacob. Inside Crowell. Good ball movement. It's inside to Harrington, who's fouled on the way up. And it'll be the second now on Saron Carter off the bench. It'll send Chase Harrington to the free throw line. Harrington's first rolls in. It's Franklin in the game now for Seidel, and entering the game for the first time for Topeka High is 6-foot senior TJ Mallory. Harrington's second nothing but net. And Emporia, who's had some struggles from the free throw line, starts the game off 4 for 4, as Rios now will give Harrington a break. McFadden holds it off to Aldridge. Aldridge with the left. Good take. And Jalen Aldridge has 7. Leading. He and McComas combining for T-High's 14 at 7 apiece. Inside to Crowell. Crowell had it poked away, but still came up with it and laid it in. 4 for Rylan Crowell, 22-14. Guest takes some dribbles with the left off to Mallory, who recently checked in. Up top, McComas looking backdoor for Aldridge, and it's a charge on McComas. Josh Rios took it, of course. And so the foul's on Aldridge. It's his first here in the second quarter. 2 team fouls for the Trojans. Emporia will move it between the 3 guards again. So you get by the C-high press. Trelk in trouble. Poked away Aldridge. Jacob still comes up with it. Corner, Crowell, three, no good. Jacob rebound, tip in, no good. It's out of bounds. Off of Jacob. Jacob trying to plead his case. Looked like it last went off of Octavian McFadden of T-High. .6:10 to play in the second. McFadden in trouble, and head coach Gio Lyons is just going to get a quick timeout here to save the possession for T-High. We'll take a break with them as well on E-Town Sports Network. We return from the first T-High timeout of the game with 6:02 to play in the second quarter. Spartans lead at 22-14. It's stolen. Franklin going the other way, trying to go coast to coast. It rolls out. Jacob tips it back out to Franklin. Steps through, put back, misses from the right, tipped out to Trelk. Emporia will keep it. Franklin will have another shot at it. No good. Jacob tips it out of Emporia. Offensive rebounding, but Trelk double dribbled. So Spartans had 4 chances at it. Coming up empty. That one's got to hurt. Aldridge driving inside on Franklin. He crosses over out to Redmond for 3, no good. Marshawn Redmond, who checked in over the timeout. Jacob's pass goes wayward and intended for Crowell. It's McComas bringing it down. Left wing is Aldridge. Aldridge trying to find somebody, eventually finds Redmond. Redmond trying to work around Crowell, eventually does. Franklin tried to take the charge. They just ended up with no call, and now Franklin moves the other way. One-handed pass off the Crowell. Extra pass, Jacob from the corner for another. Nolan Jacob through the nylon. Nolan Jacob already in double digits in the first half, starting to break out here with 2 consecutive double-digit games, and this one in the first half as Aldridge answers. Big 3 for Jalen Aldridge, who now is at 10 as well. He and Jacob trading blows for their respective teams, and it's 25-17. Trelk controls it. Off the Jacob corner. Rios finds Trelk inside on a cut, and Aldridge poked it away. McComas moves the other way. McComas nearly had it poked away, found Guest. Guest inside, floater, nothing but net. Andy got fouled. And I think it's on Kobe, who's going to pick up his second if it is. It is. So Kobe's going to have to be careful, and that's going to have Madden Seidel coming into the game for him. It's Octavian McFadden coming in now for Marshawn Redmond. Guest will shoot the free throws. Neither team has missed so far from the charity stripe. But that will be the first miss there from Guest, who became the 3rd T-High scorer, as it's into Rios. Rios no good. And no good. Crowell tips it in. Ryland Crowell with 6. He continues to just be that consistent scorer for Emporia, coming off He had a 20-point game against Hayden. It was a career high, and he just consistently seems to get in double digits for the Spartans. As we talked about, averaging just under 13 a game. 3.5 to play in the second quarter. Aldridge kicks out McFadden, pump fakes out to Redmond. Redmond pump fakes, jumps through, swung around. Good ball movement by T. High. Guest steps into the shot, no good. A fight for the ball. It's a loose ball, a physical one. Emporia comes up with it. Trelk moving the other way, crossing over and holds it. Rios stepping through, gives it off to Crowell. Up top, Seidel. Inside, Crowell pulls in and good. Ryland Crowell with 8. We get a T-High timeout. Spartans push the lead out to double digits, 29-19. We'll take a break and be back on E-Town Sports Network. We return from the full timeout. T-High trying to draw something up as the Spartans have extended the lead now out to double digits here for the first time tonight. Trying to get the rivalry win. The Spartans with 29 points here through just a little over 13 minutes of game time being played here so far in this first half. It will be Aldridge bringing it down. McComas off to Redmond. Redmond, good fake, drives in and draws a foul on Harry Trelk. The first on Harry, the second. And that'll have Maddox Shiley coming in to take his place. It'll be Guest from the baseline. Looking into Aldridge. He's going to have to work around Josh Rios. And it's a charge. And is that Ox that took it? It is. Takes the charge from Aldridge, who really had a good drive up until that point. And there's Ox again coming in to make big defensive plays for Emporia. Just a big energy booster for this team. It's the second foul now on Aldridge, who leads T-High with 10. So they're going to force him to have to play carefully now for the rest of this game. It's Shively running the point. Off to Jacob. Bounces out Crowell, right back to Jacob, trying to find Harrington inside. It was a good play by McComas to tip it away. But Emporia will get to keep it from the baseline. It's in. Crowell jumps up, tips it in. Ryland Crowell with 10. He and Jacob now both in double digits. 31-19 Spartans. McComas off to Guest. It's Aldridge. Right back to Guest. Guest from NBA range again from the left wing. That time it's nothing but net. A much needed 3-point bucket for T-High to get it right back down to 9. Crowell driving in down the baseline, and they say he stepped on the line. T-High is going to force the turnover and get it back. It's Rios in for Crowell. Minute 53 to play in the half. Guest. Back to him. Nearly stolen by Jacob. Redmond right back to Guest. Back out to Redmond. Looking inside, Aldridge will try to work around Harrington. Bounced in, McComas, no good. Rios tried to take another charge. Now Shively, deep bounce pass up to Jacob. Jacob no good. Tipped outside. Oh, Shively's going to keep it with Emporia. Goes in with the left. Takes it in. Good save. Couldn't quite get it to go. And Rios now fouls Guest on the fast break, trying to get in there and knock that one away. It'll be the third foul on Emporia in the quarter, and Rios is second.
Fouls on number 13, Josh Rios. It's his second personal foul.
The pass gets into Guest. 65 seconds in the second quarter. McComas inside. Pass tipped by Crowell. It goes out of bounds. Trying to get the pass to McFadden. Topeka High will retain possession from the sideline. It's right back into Guest. 55 seconds. Cross court, Aldridge thought about setting up for three again. He has two already. Now Redmond sets up for three. It's no good. And it's a push down low on Nolan Jacob. Jacob's going to pick up his second. And he has 10 for Emporia, so that's going to be big for the Spartans if he has to take some time out of the game. Bounces in to Aldridge. Right wing, Redmond. Redmond inside, and they get Shiley with a foul. And that's going to be two free throws now for Marshawn Redmond. Shively picks up his second. So 2 fouls on Troke, 2 on Shively, 2 on Jacob, and 2 on Franklin. It's Redmond, good from the free throw line, and still a team yet to surrender a miss here from the charity stripe. 6 for 6 is T High as the second one goes. Sorry, it's actually 7 for 8. In the corner is Seidel. He's looking, spinning. Now he's left open for three. Too long. Crowell again jumps it up and tips it in. Ryland Crowell with 12 in the first half. Nearly matching his average already. 10 on the clock. 33-25 Spartans. Inside now, McComas pass tipped. 3 on the clock. Redmond lost it. Aldridge gets it, puts up the buzzer beater and misses. And that does it here for the first half. Emporia leads at 33-25. T-High staying in it again like they did last year. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back here with halftime stats on E-Town Sports Network. back here in the dungeon, and a game very reminiscent of last year's matchup for the Dean Smith Trophy between these two teams. It's an 8-point Emporia high lead here, but Topeka, to their credit, not letting Emporia run away with things at all, keeping it close, making Emporia sweat it out just like they did last year on the 9-point win. And, you know, an important point to bring up here is the fact that, you know, this T-High teams, their last 3 games, despite being 0-12 on the year, have kept it close. 63-55, just an 8-point loss against Lansing. And then it was a 12-point loss against Shawnee Mission North, but that was in overtime, so they kept it close enough to force overtime. Must have had a rough overtime period. And then it was a 9-point loss, 73-64 to Seaman. And leading the way for the Trojans is Jalen Aldridge having a big one with 12. Then McComas 7 and Guest 5. Just 3 scores for the Trojans so far in this one. And then for Emporia, Spartans have got 6 different scorers. They've been doing things well offensively. But 25, you know, on pace for a 50-point game for T-High. Not usually what this Emporia High team gives up here. But leading the way for the Spartans, though, in this good offensive start, 3 for 5 from the 3-point line. It's Rylan Crowell who has 12. Nolan Jacob 10 with 2 threes. Harry Troke had the first 3 for Emporia in this game. He has 3 points. And then Harrington, Seidel, and Rios each have 2 for the Spartans. Spartans are 4 for 4 from the free throw line, getting 2 from Rylan Crowell and 2 from Chase Harrington. But they try to close this one out here against longtime rival Topeka High here on the road and get another Centennial League win. We'll take a break and then be back for second half action. You're watching Spartan basketball on ESN. Back here and ready to get underway after a first half that Emporia's led for a lot of this first half. Only time they didn't lead was when T-High hit that 3 to make it 3-0 from Jaden Aldridge early. Then the Spartans went on a 12-0 run, and it's an 8-point game now as we speak here. But again, Emporia's held the lead ever since that bucket. And, you know, Spartans gonna try to close it out here. Spartan crowd traveled well tonight. They try to, you know, push this team across the finish line here in this rivalry game. It will be T-High getting it out of halftime. It's McComas into Guest. T-High will try to cut this lead down to 6. Guest moving, hands off Aldridge. With 12, he leads T-High. He and Crowell are tied for the leading scorers of the game. Inside, McComas, no good. Rios tips it to Crowell, who moves quickly, now slows it down as he didn't have numbers. Troke scanning, and it's stolen. Aldridge goes the other way. Jacob knocks it away, but he picks up the foul, and Nolan's got to be careful. That's his third. First team foul on Emporia. And Nolan, let him, who had 10 for Emporia in the first half, is going to have to play a little more conservatively now as he picked up his third, and the free throw misses from Aldridge. T-High 7 for 9. The second one in and out as well. It's Franklin holding it off to Crowell. Crowell fakes the overhead pass and couldn't quite get the left-handed floater to roll in. It's out of bounds off the foot of Trelk, and T-High is going to get it, so no score through the first 49 seconds of the second half. Guest brings it down. Hands off. Received by Guest. He works with the left. Franklin took the charge. Kobe Franklin takes that one. It's going to be on Guest. Just the first on him. It's the first T-High foul of the second half. Trelk takes it down, gives off Franklin. Jacob Rios down the baseline. Out to Kobe Franklin. Bounces it into Crowell. Right back to Franklin. Trelk, catch and shoot. Too much. Rios rebounds. Goes in and taken by Aldridge. And goes Guest. Harry knocked it away. Franklin moving it quickly. Out to Rios. Jacob. Pump fakes. He already has 2 tonight for Emporia. Crowell from the corner, no good. And Emporia 3 for 5 in the first half from 3-point range. Now they go 0 for 2. Aldridge, he hit it. The third for Jalen Aldridge. And the Emporia lead is down to 5. Franklin bounces out Trelk. Corner Crowell. Over the top, Jacob right back to Crowell. Cross court. Harry pump fakes, goes down the baseline, couldn't draw the foul, got his own rebound. Now Jacob draws it, and he knocked in the putback as well. Nolan Jacob up to 12 on the night, and he's going to go to the free throw line. It's Madden Seidel into the game now for Josh Rios. As Nolan goes to the free throw line, Emporia just 4 free throws in the first half, and they went 4 for 4 on those. Nolan now to make it 5 for 5. It's no good. 5:43 to play. 35-28. Very reminiscent of the first half as Crowell pokes it away and comes up with it, with Aldridge hitting the 3 to start, and then Emporia answering. Jacob for 3. Nolan Jacob, breakout game. He's got 15. He hit the 3 again. 4 for 8 is Emporia, and Jacob 3 for 4. What a game for Nolan, the senior. Normally averaging 6 a game. We get a T-High timeout, and Nolan Jacob is feeling it, firing this Emporia team up. Spartans lead at 38-28. We'll take a break with a timeout and be back on E-Town Sports Network. Well, Nolan Jacob, huge game. He has 15 right now, had the and one earlier to fire this team up, then hit the three to push this lead out to double digits. Tied for the largest lead of the game for Emporia at 10, and McFadden miscommunicates with Campbell. Out of bounds, Emporia forces the turnover, and maybe a chance to get momentum and try to push this lead away in this one. 5:02 to play in the third. Spartans will control it. It's into Trout. Off to Jacob, corner Seidel, trying to work around McComas. Now trap comes in from Campbell, loose ball. They're still letting him play here tonight. Truk inside, floats it up and in. Tough finish from Harry Truk, who has 5. Had the first 3 of the night for Emporia. And now he knocks down the floater. It's Guest, 40-28, largest lead for the Spartans here in this one with 12. Marshawn Redmond, who checked in over the timeout's going to try to get it. Troke stole it. Troke moving it. Backside. Jacob with the foul again. And Nolan Jacob, unstoppable through 2.5 quarters nearly. 17 points for Nolan. He's going to go to the line to try and make it 18. He went 0 for 1 earlier. But it's another and one and a chance at another 3-point play. He's been doing it from beyond the arc and inside. The free throw rolls in for Nolan. 1 for 1 on the night from the line. 43-28. Inside, McComas, no good. Rebound, Franklin. It's 18 for Nolan tonight. Franklin drives in, kicks out Crowell. Inside to Franklin on the cut. No good. Through a lot of contact from Jack Trotter, who checked in for the first time for T-High. No good from Redmond on the floater. Crowell gets it. Emporia moves quickly again. Troke thought about the transition 3. It's out to Franklin. Right back to Franklin now. After the double team, Seidel top of the key. Gets it out. Kobe down the baseline. He goes through contact and draws the foul, and Kobe Franklin will go to the free throw line. Frustrated there with not making the shot, but I mean, he was going through 2 T-high defenders with a ton of contact. It's McComas picking up the foul. It's the second on McComas, and Kobe will go to the line now to try and get in the scorebook tonight. The first free throw misses for Franklin. Aldridge back into the game for T-High. He's got 15 for the Trojans on the night, leading the way for them. Franklin good on the second, lead 16 as Emporia continues to push out their largest lead of the game, and Maddox Shively will come in now for Kobe. 44-28 Spartans. After T-High opened it up with a 3, it's been another Emporia High run. Again, deja vu from the first half. It's inside to Trotter. Trotter fades away and nothing but net. Jack Trotter gets his first score of the night. Corner, Seidel, pump faking, out to Shively, jab step inside. Harrington, no good. Trotter and McFadden were there. Down goes Aldridge. He brings it back out now up top. Goes McComas. Pass knocked away. Seidel. Shively comes up with it. Troke wide open. Knocks it in. 7 for Harry Troke. 46-30 Spartans lead it by 16. Corner. McComas hits the 3. And still the T-High team won't go away. Bryson McComas with 10. He becomes the second Trojan to get into double digits. Him and Aldridge. Shively inside, working through contact, misses short. McComas moves quickly off to Redmond. Redmond in the trap. And they give a foul now. See, it's going to be Jacob or Troke. It's Troke who picks up his third, but probably better than Jacob picking up his fourth. And it just now both these key guys for Emporia are at 3, which is the downside, but Jacob doesn't have to play as conservatively, who's had a huge game tonight with 18. It's a career high for Nolan. It's Crow now back into the game for the Spartans. McComas looking, trying to get it over the top to Trotter. He barely kept it. Green at back court. Aldridge working inside, and they get a block now on, I believe, it was either Seidel or Harrington. Both were in on the play. It's on Harrington. So Chase picks up his first. 46-33. Aldridge from the baseline. T-High again with the inbounds play. It's up now to David Villegas, who checked in for the first time for T-High, and it's good from mid-range for McComas, who has 12. 46-35. Seidel across Jacob. Pass knocked away by Redmond. Jacob got it back inside Harrington. And it's knocked out of bounds. Emporia's gonna keep it. Crowell from the H on the baseline. Into Jacob. Jacob for another. No good on the heat check. Aldridge, transition, pump fakes. Jacob was there closing out. Off the back iron. Crowell rebounds on the floater from Aldridge. Seidel pump fakes the pass. Crowell inside. Franklin faking. Right back to Crowell. Crowell working around Villegas. Inside, Seidel works around and finishes. 4 for Madden, 48-35 Spartans. Minute 20 to play in the quarter. Trotter off to McComas. 30 on 30 here. McComas across to Redmond. Redmond trying to work past Crowley, knocked it away. It's going to stay with T-High, but it's going to slow down the offense. It's a bounce into Villegas, right back out to McComas. Going to use a screen from 6'3" Trotter, and Franklin knocked it away. And fight for the ball. Franklin comes up with it, gets it out to Seidel, but it's a backcourt for Franklin trying to save it in. T-High's going to keep it after the backcourt. They're going to have some discussion for a while. McComas and the official over on the far sideline. Not sure what it was about. It's bounced off to Villegas. Poked away, Franklin again. Poked it away again from Alders. Now it's out of bounds. And they get a foul that they haven't been calling the whole game by the sideline. They have not been calling that contact the whole game. And yet they get Madden for it there on the steal. It's the first on Madden. 4 fouls apiece. And McFadden is going to go into the game for T-High. Aldridge will look and get it into Villegas. Villegas bounced it in, Trotter lost it. Jacob poked it away. Jacob comes up with it. Back to Crowell. Crowell, no good. Too short. A foul down low now. Who do they get that one on? And it's going to send T-High to the free throw line with the bonus. It's on Madden again. With 19.2 to play in the quarter, it's going to be Marshawn Redmond to the free throw line. T-High 7 for 10 on the night from the charity stripe. And the first one's in and out for Redmond. Rios into the game now for Seidel, who just picked up his second foul, and it's Harry Trelk into the game for Chase Harrington. So Emporia, slightly smaller lineup here. And the second goes for Redmond. Franklin bounces it off to Trout. 48-36 inside to Franklin on the cut. And now it's out of bounds on the sideline, knocked away by Villegas. Shively into the game for Franklin. Jacob into Trout. Right back out, Jacob knocked away by Aldridge, and Emporia is going to keep it. 4.5 to go in the quarter. Jacob, cross court into Crowell. Clock to 3. Trelk at the buzzer, off the back iron. So end of the third quarter, Emporia pushes the lead out to 12 and 8 minutes away from taking home the win here in the dungeon when we come back on E-Town Sports Network. All right, fourth quarter action ready to get underway. Emporia will have it up 12 here against Centennial League foe Topeka High. Shively fakes the pass. Cross court, Trelk up top, Jacob. Short. Emporia cooling down a little bit now. 4 for 11 from the perimeter. McFadden a couple of fakes off to Redmond. 7.5 minutes to play. Handed off. Aldridge kicks out. McFadden for 3. Short. Rios grabs the board. Shively scans as he moves it quickly up the floor. Off to Trelk. Inside Crowell. Crowell, no good on the way up. Gets his own rebound and in. Ryland's first second half points after a big first half with 12. He makes it 50-36. Redmond inside, blocked by Crowell. It goes out of bounds. T-High is going to keep it. It's McComas checking in now for the Trojans for Jack Trotter. 7:01 to play. McFadden into McComas. They miscommunicate on the pass. Trout goes the other way, trying to find Rios backside, and he's fouled. And they say he was on the floor, identifying Trout going up there with a pass attempt rather than a shot. So it will be Shively from the baseline. Villegas picks up his first foul of the game. First team foul of either team. Now Crowell for 3, short. Out to Jacob. Pump fakes the putback 3. Bounced out to Jacob. In and out. Crowell tries to jump up and tip it in. It goes out of bounds off of him. T-High is going to keep it. Well, Emporia 4 for 12 from beyond the arc. After that 3 from Jacob made them 4 for 8, and at 50%, they missed 4 straight. McComas from 3. It's long. Board goes to Shively. Shively, deep pass, Rios out, Jacob. Jacob, good. It's a 20-point game for Nolan Jacob. Continues to push out that career high. 6:20 to play, 52-36. Spartans lead it by 16. Aldridge Holding it up top, trying to work around Shively. Villegas trying to work around Trout. Out to Redmond. T-High holding it out here, but they got to move quickly, and now they get Crowell with a foul. Just the first on Ryland tonight with 14 points. Aldridge will look to inbound it. And head coach Gio Lyons gets a timeout before disaster happened on the baseline inbounds play. We'll take a break with them as well. You're watching Spartan Basketball on ESN. We return from the T-High timeout. Trojans only have one left here as they try to make this 16-point comeback with just 6 minutes to play. Emporia inching closer and closer to its second Centennial League win. Deep inbounds pass goes to McComas. It's Redmond looking to Aldridge off the off-ball screen. Inside goes Aldridge. No good. Good defense from Shively. Josh Rios gets it. Shively moving it out to Jacob. Jacob fakes out to Trelk. Given out to Crowell. Crowell losing control of it, and eventually he's fouled. And some extracurricular. They don't tee Redmond up there. Redmond picks up the foul. Rios into Shively. Cross-court crowd. Trelk holds it right back up to Shively. Moves past the inside pass, is knocked away, but Emporia is going to keep it with 5.5 to play. Inside is Crowley, banks it in. Ryland Crowell with 16. He and Nolan with 36 of Emporia's 54. Aldridge uses the screen. That's got to be an illegal screen. Oh, no way. They tacked Shively with it. I mean, McComas was basically defending Shively the way he was moving on that screen, and yet they tacked Shively with the foul, fouling Aldridge. The third on Maddox. It's in to Redmond. Redmond goes in with the left, in and out. Trout grabs it. Redmond comes in from behind. It's a jump ball, and that gives it back to T-High. And it'll be Elijah Guest subbing back in now for David Villegas. As McFadden will control it from the baseline, trying to find somebody. Eventually finds McComas with a one-hand pass to a one-handed catch. Guest with the left down the baseline. Aldridge for another three. In and out. Jacob moving it. Now off to Trelk. Guest in defense. It's back to Trelk across Jacob. Inside, Crowell, short corner, missed it short. McFadden moves, 4:35 to play. Bounce off to Aldridge, and Trelk's gonna pick up his fourth. Emporia in some deep foul trouble with Trelk with 4, Shively 3, and Jacob 3. That's gonna have Robert Dingle into the game now for Marshawn Redmond. It's a box formation for T High on the inbounds pass. It's into Aldridge, across Dingle. Guest looking backside, and it's stolen by Harry. 4:25 to play. Emporia trying to hold on to this 18-point lead as we've been at an offensive stalemate for the last couple of minutes. Crowd of Rios in the corner. Inside to Jacob on the cut. Shively short corner. He's trapped. Kicks it out, Rios. Rios, backside Troke. Dingle made the play in there, and it's out of bounds. Last off Dingle with 4:04 to play. Emporia is going to keep control of it. Shively couldn't get it in over the top to Rios. Dingle goes the other way, and they give Jacob his fourth foul. So Nolan and Harry both with 4. Jacob with a career high 20 so far. Dingle to the line. 5'9" senior for T High, and he misses the first one short. Well, after T High started off 5 for 5, they have gone 3 for 5 since then, as Dingle makes a second to make it 3 for 8 and make it 4 for 9 now. Dingle's first point, 54-37. Troke inside, good find backside to Rios, who knocks it in. 4 for Josh Rios. 3:43 to play, 56-37 Spartans. Shively poked it away. Dingle found a way to come up with it. It just rolls out on the floater, off to Crowell. Now Trout. Inside's Crowell, corner. Jacob fakes, floats it short. Down the baseline, McComas gonna try to bring it around Rios. Gets it up, McFadden. McFadden crossing over, thought about stepping back for 3. Right back to McComas, now McFadden inside, and good from mid-range. Octavian McFadden's first 2. 3 to play, 17-point Spartan lead. Inside Stroke. Out to Shively. Shively drives in, Euros, and draws a trip to the free throw line. Ox will try to get on the board here for the first time tonight. Emporia 5 for 6 from the strike. Or sorry, 6 for 8. Shively misses the first. It's Seidel in for Rios. Shively's second long. 57-39. McFadden hands off Guest. Guest desperation 3 short. It's out of bounds off Jacob. Guest from the baseline. Bounces into Dingle. Off to Guest in the corner. Got it back out to McComas before his momentum took him out of bounds. Inside McComas. And they get Franklin for a foul. It's the third on Kobe now. 2.5 minutes to play. The free throw in and out for McComas. His first missed free throw of the day. As Kobe and Ox will take a seat. It's Troke and Rios in. And remember, Troke and Jacob both have to be careful here with 4 fouls. The second free throw goes for McComas, who has 13. Jacob trying to get it in. It's into Trelk. And now it's a foul on Dingle. Fourth Topeka High foul. Jacob from the baseline again into Rios. Right back across to Jacob. Jacob drives by with the left. Jump stops and gets it out to Seidel. Up top, Crowell. Wing Jacob driving in, and he's fouled. And Nolan Jacob will go to the free throw line. He leads Emporia with a career high 20.
Foul number 5, Robert Dingle. That's his third personal foul.
Nolan's first rolls in. Second from the senior, misses short. 21 for him, 58-40 Spartans, 2 minutes to play. Inside goes McComas, a good take. 15 for Bryson McComas. He and Aldridge both with 15 apiece now as the pass into Trelk. He tries to control it through the trap and he's fouled. McComas trying to plead his case as he picks up the foul, and he picks up his third, which for T High, when you're gonna have to foul a lot here if you're trying to stay in this game, it's gonna be costly. It's Harry Trelk to the free throw line for 2. Free throw number 1 is too long. Free throw number 2 is good, nothing but net. Harry with 8. And Coach Baldwin wants a timeout here. We'll take a break. Emporia up by 17. 1 minute, 57 seconds to play on A-Town Sports Network. Well, we return from the Spartan timeout. It's going to be Trojan basketball down 17, minute 57 to play. And after T-High stayed in this one for a long time, much like they did last year, Emporia's pulled it away and brought it out to 17 en route to the second Centennial League victory for this Spartan team. Rios knocks it away and gets it with Emporia. Dumps it off Rios. And, I mean, T-High's fouling. Trying to stay in this one and send Rios to the line, but I mean, they're down 17 with a minute 41 to play. And the fate pretty much settled here tonight for this Trojan team that'll still be searching for its first win on the season. It's the 4th foul on Jalen Aldridge as Rios' free throw is knocked through. Josh has 5. And Emporia once again has hit the 60 mark. And it'll be the 5th time in the last 6 games the Spartans have hit it. And along with that, 4 games in a row. This Spartan offense continues to be on a great spurt. Rios' second falls as well. 61-42. Spartans trying to hold T-High under 50 as well, something they've been able to do for the most part this season. It's Trelk getting the rebound off Guest Smith's floater. Seidel jump stops, controls it to Jacob in the middle. Trelk off to Crowell. Inside, Rios spinning, puts it up and in. Josh Rios with 8. 4 here in the fourth quarter. It's bounced off Dingle and Rio. Oh no, it's a travel. Thought they got Rios for a foul there, but Dingle traveled with 67 seconds left on the clock. The largest Emporia lead of the game at 21, and that'll warrant the subs coming in for the Spartans. It's Seidel and Kirk, Tanner Seidel and Talon Kirk in the game, along with Chase Harrington, who, you know, we kind of talked about Emporia getting that good experience at the independent school as Shively comes in for Trelk now, being able to rotate guys in a lot into that big victory, 79-15, as Tanner Seidel gets it into what was meant to be Talon Kirk, but eventually finds his older brother Madden. Now Shively pushes it across. Kirk, no good, nearly got it. Now it's Shively, he follows it up with a bucket. Shively with his first 2. Talon Kirk had his first career points as a Spartan in that independent game, and he nearly got another one to go there. As 40 seconds to go, it's in the middle to Kirk. Kirk holds it, gives off to Shively. Shively pump faking out to Seidel. Tanner Seidel's a sharpshooter. That one was too long though. Now Shively, another follow-up bucket, no good. 25 to play. McComas desperation 3, no good. Talon Kirk grabs the rebound. Clock's gonna be down to 15, and as long as Emporia gets it across, they'll be able to run this one out. Shively will hold it. 65-42. Emporia outscores T-High by 15 in the second half as the clock down to 0. Buzzer sounds. Emporia High improves to 9-4 on the season, 4 straight wins, and back-to-back Centennial League wins. No, Spartans 2-1 in league play. They get the win here in the dungeon. We'll take a quick break and then be back with the stats and post-game here from E-Town Sports Network. We return here to the dungeon. Spartans win it 65-42, led by a great three-point shooting first half and pretty good in the third quarter as well. It kind of fell off there late third quarter, early fourth quarter, but it didn't matter. The Spartans found other ways to score. As we've seen all season, Spartans being a versatile team and a great trait to have here, and you're getting hot at the right time here in February as well. The Spartans win at 65-42, another good offensive performance, and It was Nolan Jacob with a monstrous game and a career-high 21, the highest score the highest score in a game on the season so far for the Spartans. After Rylan Crowell had 20 and Hayden to make that to have that number. Nolan comes in here and gets 21 in this league game, and Rylan still had a good game as well. He continues to be a consistent scorer for the Spartans with 21, and it's Harry Trelk and Josh Rios putting in 8. Rios with 4 of those coming in the fourth quarter. Then Madden Seidel had 4. Shively and Harrington each had 2, and you had 1 from Kobe Franklin. For T High, it was Aldridge and McComas with 15. And then you had 5 from Elijah Guest, 2 from Octavian McFadden and Jack Trotter, and then 1 from Robert Dingle. Spartans get the Centennial League win here, as once again they'll move on to a big next 3 games. And really any game in the Centennial League is a big one. This league's so tightly contested here at the boys level. And, it's Manhattan at home, and Emporia got that big win against Manhattan at home last year in a hard-fought defensive game, but they split it with them as they lost to Manhattan on the road. Then they'll play Junction City, who the Spartans went 0-2 against. Junction City handled Emporia at home last year and then won a close one in Junction. And then you've got Hayden, who Emporia beat by 16 in the Paul Terry Classic when it wasn't league play. But then the second time around, Hayden kept it within 5 of the Spartans here at Spartan Gymnasium, and the Spartans have to go to a tough road environment. Well, really all 3 of those places with a tough road environment, but they at least get Manhattan at home. That does it here from Emporia. I'm Jay Van Arn signing off. Have a good night.